Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Clutter. I'm your host, Margo Staten, a professional organizer specializing in chronic clutter. If you feel like decluttering only happens when you finally have a free weekend and then it turns into a bigger mess, today's episode is for you. I'm going to tell you a super simple way to get clutter out of your home without the overwhelm or the long stretches of time. Most of us were taught that decluttering looks like this. You block off a day, you pull everything out, you make the piles, and suddenly your house looks worse than when you started. And then life happens. You get tired, you get distracted, your kids probably need something again, and those piles, well, they just sit there. So now you have a whole mess on your hands and a whole lot of guilt to go along with it. You started something and then you stopped midway. And that's why so many of us feel like I've tried decluttering. It just did not work. It's not you, it's the method. So let me introduce you to a different, simple way to declutter your home. My spot and toss method. When you see something you no longer need, you don't overthink it. You toss it right there and then. That's it. No piles, no I'll do it later, no emotional spiral. Just see it, decide, and done. And when I say toss, I mean trash it, recycle it, or donate it. The goal is very simple. Get it out of your home. Spot and toss works because it removes everything that makes decluttering so hard. It removes decision fatigue, decluttering paralysis, those feelings of overwhelm, and the need for time that we just don't have. Instead, it replaces it with small, real-time decisions, momentum, and most importantly for habit building, consistency. Because here's the truth, clutter isn't a big problem. It's a buildup of small, postponed decisions. And Spot and Toss solves that in real time. Instead of waiting for clutter to pile up, you handle it as it appears. This is why this works so well for busy women. You're not adding something new to your to-do list, you're layering it into your life. So what does the spot and toss method look like in practice? So for example, while your coffee is brewing, toss an extra spatula or an old dish towel. While dinner is cooking, go through some tote bags. When you open a drawer, recycle those old batteries. When you walk into a room, spot and toss the magazine that's been sitting on your coffee table for months. In fact, just toss the coffee table altogether. It takes seconds. But those seconds, they compound, and suddenly your home starts to feel lighter. Not because you did some big reset, but because clutter never got a chance to build. Let's talk a little bit about why this particular method actually sticks, because this is the part that we often miss. When you do something like spot and toss, this is how your brain processes it. Quick, easy, and complete. There's no pile left behind, no I'll deal with it later, no open loop sitting in the back of your mind. You saw something, you made a decision, and you finished it. That is a closed loop, and your brain loves that. It feels rewarding, it feels manageable, and because it was so easy, your brain is way more likely to want to do it again. That's how habits actually build, not from doing something big and exhausting once, but from doing something small, finishing it, and then getting the little mental win. Over time, what starts to happen is you stop ignoring things. You start handling them right away, and slowly, without forcing it, you become someone who stays on top of your space, not because you're more disciplined, but because you've trained your brain to see decluttering as easy. And honestly, that is the biggest shift. You start trusting yourself to let things go. So here's what I want you to do this week. Commit to one spot and toss moment a day. That's it. One item, one decision, and done. Decluttering doesn't have to be a project to be successful. It doesn't have to take hours. It can happen in the middle of your life. One moment, one decision, one item at a time. Spot it, toss it, and then move on. Thank you so much for listening. As always, good luck on your decluttering journey, and remember to be good to yourself.